Dear friends, welcome to another exciting edition of Data Science Tutorials. Myself, Dr. Suptik Mukherjee. Today's topic is nested functions. But before we move on to the topic, I have a small request. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel. We put a lot of hard work and effort in creating these videos. If you subscribe, it will motivate us significantly. Also, the Jupyter notebook that you are using today, including the code, is provided in our GitHub repository, the link for which is provided in the description below. Now, coming on to the topic, what are nested functions? Nested functions, also known as inner functions, are functions defined within the scope of another function. In other words, a function can be declared inside another function, and the inner function can access variables from the outer function. This concept is known as function nesting. Now, for example, you have a two functions defined here. One is an outer function, another is an inner function. And the goal here is to add two numbers. So what we do is we define a function add 5 and we call the outer function and we pass on the parameter 5. So once it takes the argument 5, it comes here as 5, and then we get return 5 plus y. And then when you pass on the argument 3 to add 5 and store it the return as result, then it becomes 5 plus 3 8, and you print it as a result. So I've explained all this in details here. Now uh, going from okay, now as you have seen in the previous video, in our user defined functions part 2, if you try to nest it, then what's happening? Then we'll have two functions, one read CSV and add ages, another is add ages. And here we um, call the function read CSV and add ages and provide the our CSV file name as a parameter, and we store it in result. So now the file path we know, that's assigned to the result, and then it has a try and accept. So now within try, it first reads the file using the dot read underscore CSV method, and pandas dot read underscore CSV, and then it prints the CSV file, and that's what we are seeing here. The indices 0, 1, 2, the name and the age, and then we create a dictionary from the data frame. How we create a dictionary from the data frame read? So we for each indices and all the entire row in read.iteros, using the read.iteros method, we for the name and the age column, we extract the key and the value and form a dictionary called data. And using the add ages, which is the nested function, we pass on the dictionary. Now in the add ages nested function, what we do is first we define a variable total age and initialize it to 0. Then we use the data items as a keyword as the method, and then we loop iterate it through the items for the name and the age. And if the age is not a null value, that is np dot is none age is not it's if this is true, that means it is not null and it's true, then we print the name and the age and add the total ages. So this total ages, already it was initialized to 0, now it will get the total value, and then we pass it on, then we print it, return it as a string. And so when this is returned, add ages is returned, it return the total age value and also the individual name and the age. So individual name and age is printed and the total age is provided. So now that is what we have here. And then another example, we are calculating an average of numbers from a list. We have a list here. So first we need to, so the goal is two things. One is calculate the average of the numbers, and then the a new list of even numbers. So we have two functions, which is the outer function, the calculate average, and the inner function is even. So what we do is first we um, pass on the list by calling the outer function, and it's expected average and even numbers, these two values are expected. So it goes, so the total is the sum of all the numbers that we are getting here, and the count is the length of the numbers in the list, that is 6 here, and the average is total divided by the count, and that's what we get as 13.66. Now for the even numbers, the is even nested function, nested inner function is called, and the number, if it is even, and that's what we check the number, that if it is, it has a modulus of 2 is 0, that means it is an even number. Then for each of these numbers, if it is even, then it is stored in a number, as stored in num, and a new list is thus formed. And then finally what we do is we print the average and print the even numbers, and that's what we see here. So I have explained all these things in details. If you want, you can have a look. That's all we have for this video. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, and happy learning.